So let's go over the steps on how to get Windows Builder. If you're not familiar with Windows Builder, it is a tool used to create GUIs, Java GUIs, through Eclipse. And we can look at an example of a Windows Builder file. So I already have Windows Builder installed on here. So when I go to File, New, and Other, I can see my Windows Builder. And I can create, let's say, a JApplet. And I'll show you an example of what Windows Builder actually does for me. So it writes the code, okay, but that's not the power of Windows Builder. It comes into play when I hit my Design tab down here. And once it opens, we can see that it creates a drag and drop interface where I can drag and drop, let's say like a J label or a text field, and it's as easy as just clicking and saying this is a label, or naming my label whatever kind of GUI label that I want. I can drag and drop text fields. Okay, I can make radio buttons, and you can see my source code. It's writing all of the code for me. So it makes writing these applets or other kind of GUI-based Java programs really, really easy. Alright, so let's go over how to get Windows Builder on your Eclipse. Okay, so first things first, I got to figure out which version of Eclipse that I have. Okay, so I'm going to go to Help, and I can look at About Eclipse, and I can see that I'm running the Helios. Okay, you might have a different version on your computer. And now I want to go to code.google.com/eclipse/docs/getting_started. Okay, or you can just Google Windows Builder, okay, inside of Google, and it'll be one of the first things that come up. You can see that it is created by Google. It's a Google plugin for Eclipse. Okay, so I'll go down here, and I was running the Helios version, and it has a URL that I will select, and I will do my Control-C or copy that URL. Now I go back to Eclipse, and to install a plugin, I go to Help, and I click Install New Software. It brings in the Install New Software dialog box. This is where I'm going to Control-V or paste that URL. And you can see that it looks online and it finds the software that are the plugins, the software I'll need for that plugin. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit Select All. Click on Next. It'll start to install it. Of course, mine is already installed on this computer, so it's not going to be completed, but I can go ahead and hit Finish if I wanted to finish it. One last thing I just remembered is that in order to install a plugin, you need to be an administrator in Eclipse. So if I'm not an administrator, which I am not right now, when I start Eclipse, I would want to start it as an administrator. So I would say run as an administrator. And then when I go to install the plugin, I do all the other steps that I just did. And when I go to install the plugin, I won't get that error message. Alright, and then I would just go through all the steps, install that software. It's pretty easy to understand. You would just select all of them and install. Once I restart Eclipse, then when I go to File, New, and Other, I would see my Windows Builder folder, and I would be able to pick any of these to build. Alright, so those are the steps in getting Windows Builder. There are also directions on Blackboard, which says all these steps in a PDF form.